He is indeed. Paul McBlain, our referee. Gary Edwards. Maybe that could be an indication of goal-kicking duties today. Gets us underway. And this Parramatta side looking to start this match and basically collect the 2 competition points right from the word go. McCracken had first touch of the football, and now Campbell works for Johnston. And the Tigers' defence is there. The 2 front rowers, Starr and also Staines. Now Campbell along for Dean Pay. 15 metres inside their own half. Campbell, his first dart from dummy half. A handful there for Morrison in defence. Morrison's had a fine season for the Tigers. This is Jason Smith working with a short ball. And away goes Morgan. Now for Russell. Inside the 30-metre line, and Russell. Dangerous raid from Parramatta early. Last tackle, it's with Demick. He's kicking, sending Marn on the chase. Now Marn has got Edwards turned around. The bounce wasn't a good one for Parramatta. And it's covered up at the back, but the Tigers under all sorts of pressure. Campbell. Now for Freeman inside for Pay. The inside ball being read by the Tigers' defence. Freeman then on for Jason Smith. He floats the pass, and Russell is the player who scores, a former Tiger. Well, with all the ball, it had to be either Smith or Dimick to get the Parramatta side through.
Beautiful pass from Jason Smith, but as Paul pointed out earlier, no surprise. Last tackle, running the football through Freeman on to Smith. He freeze played there. You can see the winger, the Tigers winger. He's not quite sure whether to come in or stay out, and that allows some space down the sideline for Shane Russell, the quickest player in the Parramatta team, and no chance for Tim Patterson to turn and chase. Beautiful ball from Smith, and it will show up perfectly front on.
Yeah, great ball from Jason Smith, but poor Tigers defence here. They had 3-on-3 and just did not mark up. You've got a player of the skill of Jason Smith. He can create those sort of opportunities by drifting across the field and sucking them in.
I think in the overall course of this game, it will be very important that Parramatta did score with the start that they got. If they'd have been repelled the way that the Tigers have defended for the first 10 minutes of this game, I think the Tigers would have grown in stature and Parramatta would have been a little bit deflated.
It's a long time since I've seen a game 8 minutes old, and one team has not touched the ball yet.
The other thing, I am amazed that Parramatta have allowed Shane Russell to leave the club. I think he's off to the Gold Coast team next year, and he has got genuine speed, something that the Eels have lacked for a little while now. He's a young player, and I think he's a first grader. I'm very surprised they've allowed him to go.
Lawler, he scored a try, kicked 2 goals last week. Not such a bad attempt first up, only centimetres wide. So Parramatta off to the start. They lead the Tigers 4-0. This is against the feet for the Tigers. Gillette from the scrum base. The outside backs for Parramatta got quite a shock from that. Can the Tigers make something of it? Now with Morrison. Morrison, Freeman went with a swinging arm over the top. They're 15 metres out from the Parramatta line. Long pass from centre to Hanley. Hanley inside that ball. O'Neill was able to offload back for Gillette. Freeman that time went low with a tackle. With Adam Starr, he makes good metres straight through the centre. 10 metres for Adam Starr, now 10 out. Parramatta's defence under pressure for the first time in the match. Gillette pushes along for Hanley. Run around Gillette. Inside ball is Kennedy. Kennedy flung to ground in the tackle. This is the last for the Tigers. Hanley from dummy half. There's the grubber kick. Russell turned around. The fullback, Maybon, is there. And this time it's Parramatta's turn.
Good football from both teams there, keeping the pressure on the Tigers. Good ball movement, some switches in play. Hanley getting out from dummy half. All the chasers are onside. Gets it in. Rod Maybon, he waited as long as humanly possible. See if it was going to go over the dead ball line, but realised he had to drop on it.
Over the lead 4-0, courtesy of a Shane Russell try. There's the dropper, 55 on the fly. The big one. Back they come with O'Neill. One of the young talent at the Tigers club that they're doing their darndest to keep a hold of. Simpson. 33 metres out from the Parramatta line. Down centre. Another good season. He was the Tigers Player of the Year in 1995. He joined them from Canterbury. He's backed it up this year. Now Pearson. This time the offload for centre. Keeps it going there for O'Neill. Floats the pass for Patterson. Patterson comes back in field. The defenders were waiting, but the Tigers putting some passes together right now. Hanley, he's getting involved. Gillette Run around this time. In fact, inside ball for Brasher. Brasher is there for the Tigers. Well, the Parramatta side, they left the door open, and Brasher went marching through.
He's an amazing player, Tim Brasher. He just sniffs around, and he's a bit like Andrew Eddinghausen, invariably in the right place at the right time. Hanley throwing the football across. We freeze play there. You can see that the Parramatta line is back that way. They've got to be up in a straight line, and that opens up the gap on the inside because it is staggered. Play continues. Peter Johnson throwing the arm out. Maybon, no chance one-on-one with Tim Brasher that close to the line, and been a great fight back from the Tigers. It was all one-way traffic early, but their first opportunity at this end of the field, Gillette did very well. He attracted 2 defenders, and Brasher, great mover.
Tim Brasher, the question has been answered. He is the first choice kicker here, and he has kicked before, even at Origin level. Just on State of Origin for Tim Brasher. He hasn't missed a match now in the past 4 seasons for New South Wales, and this one from right in front. Give the Tigers the lead. He's done that, Tim Brasher. So they lead by 6 points to 4. 14 minutes gone. We'll take a break. Out in the centre of the field, 30 metres out from the Parramatta line. Centre works with Hanley. Hanley, a dummy, doesn't quite have the speed to get through the gap. Last tackle for the Tigers. Gillette steadies, now kicks. Brasher is on the chase. Mann is under it. Brasher gets to it and will score for the Tigers. That's a double for Tim Brasher. You could see it coming the moment the ball went in the air.
None better in the air than the fullback, Tim Brasher. Great kick from Michael Gillette, but he had so much time to put this up. Have a look when he catches the football. No pressure at all, and a distinct lack of support for Scott Mann out there. Nobody behind him at all. I'm not quite sure where Maybon was. He must have been closer to the ruck, but nobody back there. It was almost 3-on-1. And if a mistake was made or a catch was taken, Scott Mann had to do it all by himself.
Well, the golden rule is when a bomb goes up and you're in defence, you know where the ball is aimed. You've got to get behind the man who is going up for it in case the ball goes on the ground. And there we are. Once Brasher gets it, there's no one in front of him. Too easy for him.
Morrison was up quickly that time. This is the last for Parramatta. Dimmick kicking for the corner, turning Edwards right around. Brasher looks to have this one comfortably covered, but can he get back to the field of play? Past 1, past 2, and Brasher is back to the field of play.
Well, that's like scoring a try. He's doing it at both ends, Timmy Brasher. Well done.
It is out from their own line. By 6 points. Parramatta had possession for the first 35, 36 tackles in the match. There's Stimson just outside the 20. There was a good story on Mark Stimson in Rugby League Week this week talking about his life away from football. He's an apprentice plumber and he starts work each day at 7 o'clock. He does his weights work at 5:30 in the morning. Dedicated off the field as he is on. And this one from Gillette dances with the sideline and finds it 25 metres out from the Parramatta line. Well, you're not prepared to say he can't kick it from anywhere after what Andrew Willis did in Monday Night Football just 5 days ago. The match at Campbelltown, but Gillette decides to kick, and it really is a nothing kick. There's nothing doing. It's gone to the in-goal area. Mann just forces it, but that should be able to soak up time up to the half-time break. Siren sounds now, and that is the end of the first 40 minutes, so Parramatta fans would have been hoping that this was the win that keeps them on track for the finals, where they're going to have all the work to do after the break. The Tigers are the team at the moment that are keeping their finals hopes alive. The Tigers lead the Eels by 10 points to 4. Take a break and come back with more. Pressure, 2 tries in the first half for the Tigers. He also landed a goal to give them the advantage. So now the second half. Parramatta with Lawler underway. A deep kick off to the Tigers in goal. And it's Stimson who'll come back and slips before the 10-metre line. Gillette away with O'Neill. An impressive 2 second rowers, O'Neill and Stimson in the first half. Now Staines. Clocked the forearm there. A shade on Muchmore, who came up to make the tackle. Oh, it's been towed forward from dummy half accidentally. Parramatta turnover with Johnston 5 metres out from the Tigers line. That was a strange one from the dummy half. He centre led over to pick up the ball and it hit him on the leg. The Smith burrows for the try line. Elected 2 4-pointers last week. 5 metres out. Marr for Freeman. Freeman then for Pay. Pay offloads, intercept. It's with O'Neill for the Tigers. 30 metres out. Brasher looming up. Can he juggle? He has. Tim Brasher. Now for Edwards. The chase is on from the Eels and Dimmick makes the tackle. Freeman has been left behind, I think, for Parramatta. Back on the Tigers 30. Tigers still in possession. 30 metres out from the line, and Kennedy is tackled by Muchmore. So Parramatta are 1 down. It's with Morrison. The Tigers with Gillette, the halfback. He stumbles. The ball is knocked down. Still in possession as Morrison. Now with O'Neill. O'Neill taken in the tackle, and this time they managed to get him down. Hanley. Then with a pass to Staines, who finds himself in the centres. Only Patterson on his outside. It's centre for Gillette. Thought about kicking straight away now. Passing, they've got them stretched. Adam Starr straightens up the point of attack. Wrapped up on the last tackle. Campbell made the tackle, as a matter of fact. They're 22 metres out. Well, he's still thinking field goal. Brasher goes the bomb. Maybon is up and takes it. Rod Maybon. And now a penalty for interference. The player who came running across.
Yeah, Tim Brasher taken out of the play. Right in front of the sticks. This will be a gift. Well, maybe not a gift, 2 points for Tim Brasher, but you'd think he'd be able to pilot this one through. But a good entertaining start to the second half from both sides. The Tigers coming 90 metres in a matter of 6 or 7 tackles.
Well, coming, of course, from a Dean Pay intercept. Tim Brasher, some juggling in the lead up to this play, and there you can see Jason Smith. He's dropped the right shoulder into Tim Brasher. Football still high in the air, so the referee, no hesitation awarding the penalty, and rightly so.
Shane Russell running across the front of Maybon. He's put his hand over his head.
I think they were instructed at half-time to give some protection to the fullback, Rod Maybon, when the bomb goes up. Just didn't execute it particularly well.
Brasher, this is for an 8-point lead. Freeman there getting the treatment. He was down for quite some time, leaving the Parramatta line down by 1. Brasher 1 from 3. Just to the right-hand side of the uprights. There's the 2 points the Tigers were wanting. So 12 points to 4 is the score. 2 minutes into the second half. 3 defenders. Gillette, Hanley. Brasher was up in the line as well. Campbell now for Smith. Hanging on to the football. Can't slip the pass. O'Neill over the top to wrap up the ball. Freeman. Then for Lawler. Lawler has Morgan. Picks off Maybon. Quick hands needed. Kelly for Russell. Russell going for the corner to come against there. And it's called back for a forward pass. It's play on for the Tigers. Milford. Milford then passing for Patterson. And the Tigers counter-attack like the best in the business today.
Just don't try and force the pass. Make sure of the pass so you complete your sets in the Parramatta room. Ronnie Hilditch can't believe the effort of his team in the first half. They look flat. He wants them to get a little bit deeper and run with players when they do run with the football. He said they've got to lift their intensity if they do expect to make the...
Here goes Gillette blocker. Straight through the centre. Hanley there in support. Away from Kelly. Away from Smith. Hanley will score, yes! The Tigers with Ellery Hanley scoring the try, and he's left a real trail behind him.
Well, that is absolutely woeful defence. Take nothing away from Gillette and Hanley. They cut through them. But there's just awful defence here, straightening up Gillette. Now, even here, there's got to be enough Parramatta cover defence. Kelly gets pushed off, so too Smith. Carries Freeman over the line. Just another soft try scored.
You've done it again, Blocker. The call came, hold that knock here, and away we went as Gillette strides through. He's had a pretty good game. His kicking game's on fire today, and the running game's just starting to get going. And Hanley, you wouldn't think he's 36, as he beats 3 tackles here to get the try. And are we looking at the Tigers making the top 8 in 96? Freeman does his best to hold him up, but the Wiz is only about 4 stone 6.
Well, as we pointed out at the start of this game, as Ellery Hanley lays the law down to his teammates, this will take the Tigers to 22 competition points if they are successful this afternoon. A couple of results might go their way. They'd have to definitely win their last match against the Sydney City Roosters. who knows, stranger things have happened. Tim Brasher now put another nail in the coffin.
15 out, and that one is sprayed to the right. They're still live for Parramatta. 31 remaining, 16-4, the Tigers lead. Well, up they come with big Tony Brand. 15 metres out. They want that field goal, perhaps on tackle 4, maybe not waiting to the last. Adam Starr. They may back themselves for the try the way they're going. 10 metres out from the Parramatta line. And set up. They work centre field with Pearson. They support Pearson. Stimson, a passage to the try line. That is all too easy. The Tigers have scored again. Oh, I hope they make the final.
Well, it was Sydney Heads. You just cannot believe that there was a gap the size confronting Stimson on their own try line. As he takes the ball up, we freeze play there. This player is going to score the try. Have a look at the size of that gap. You could stroll through there and score the try, which is basically what the man does. And that's hard to fathom.
Oh, that's unbelievable. You could have put 40 blockers through this gap. Now, that is a big gap. Poorly read from much more. He didn't make any attempt to come in. You could see it coming a mile off. And well, Parramatta, what's happened to them?
10-4, they led at half-time. Brasher this time is on target, and Laurie Nichols. He's throwing lefts and rights at Dan Stones. Don't stand up, Dan. It's 22-4. Nine metres out, Campbell. For Freeman. Demick is with it. Demick angles in for Spence. Spence needs support. It's Freeman. Freeman 15 out. Away from one. Parramatta stay on the attack with Mahon, but Brasher is there with Edwards. Scrambling defence from the Sydney Tigers. Here's again Demick calling the shots. Spence this time as the decoy picks off Lawler. Lawler then gets the pass for Morgan, and Morgan has scored. Well, is this the start of the comeback? It will need to be a big one, but that is their second try.
Hudson Smith was the player caught out, number 14 you saw as Chris Lawler moves in.
The left foot of Chris Lawler is successful. It's back to 12 here at Parramatta Stadium. Saturday afternoon football. 18 minutes remaining. There's the ball again from Demick. And Lawler did everything right.
A lovely offload there. Two of the young stars for Parramatta over the last couple of weeks combining at the end of that.
I still reckon there's another try left in this Tigers outfit in this match. O'Neill's put it down just to say that. Parramatta back in possession. So can they do something from a quick turnover? Demick. Tigers players look a fraction offside, and in fact Nick Blaine rules that way. You can't argue with that one. They were never back to 10. In fact, I don't think there was one player on the onside on that short side of the field as Parramatta looking to step it up now.
He's almost playing a lame hand, isn't he, Jim Demick, out there today? Everything that they do, everything good that they do, he's involved in.
And 10 metres out from the line, Parramatta. Their 1996 campaign is right on the line now. Mackenzie, 5 metres out from the line. Campbell has a look to the left. That's where Demick is. Campbell throws the pass for Kelly. A step away there from Milford. Stuart Kelly wrapped up by the defence. Within 5 metres of the line now. Demick look for the pass. It's a long one for Lawler. Lawler with an overlap on his outside. Retains possession. Comes back in field and cops a right arm from Brasher. Much more. Then for Demick. Demick again kicking for the corner. It's on here for Martin. He scores. Demick has set it up again. The lone hand is a hot one. And Parramatta are now back within 8 points.
Yeah, great thinking here from Jim Demick, and you'll see why on the replay. We freeze played there. That is Tim Brasher. He was at marker. You see the Tiger players all come up quickly. Nobody in behind. And Jim Demick sees that. Great vision. Slides it in, no fullback at home because he was in the marker position, and Scott Martin leading the way. A little bit of doubt as to whether he was onside. The referee was in good line with it.
Well, Demick's become the Peter Sterling of the 90s for Parramatta. He's just doing everything like Snorky used to do for the Eels during the 80s. And he's a great player, Jim Demick.
Believe me, mate. You know the problem, I know that I go on about it a fair bit, the interchange, Paul. If I was the coach, I would almost be tempted to bring Jim Demick off when your team is defending and just run him back on when you've got the football. And that's NFL, that's American football.
Maybe that's where the game will head if they continue to leave this interchange rule the way it is. I think there should be an interchange, but let's limit it to 6 or 8.
Exactly.
I've got no dramas with that at all.
In that parlance, Jim Dimmick is the quarterback for Parramatta. He's the one that sets up the plays. He's got a fair assist in Jason Smith on the side as well. And Lawler is 5 minutes in from touch. This is such a vital kick. Lawler, it's on his good side. It's headed for the post and wide. Chris Lawler unsuccessful. The Tigers, they lead by 8. There's 12 to go. It comes with Gillette. It's on the last tackle for the Tigers. Here is a high ball for Mabon. Now are the chasers onside? Mabon no takes it. No dramas there. And Parramatta back in possession. Gee, they're two good fullbacks we're watching, Mabon and Brasher. Brasher's one of the best in the game, but Mabon is as game as they come.
A little bit like we were talking last night with Laurie Daly. You know that he's going to be an 8 out of 10 every week. For the Tigers and for the Eels, you know that the number ones are going to have good games. They'll just have better ones than others, but they'll always play good matches.
Oh, almost an intercept there. It'll be a knock-on against Tony Brand, the big front rower. Parramatta had some numbers on the right-hand side there. Should hear when Russell threw the pass. Former Tiger. As the club he first joined in 1988. That could be the one into the demise here. Now some punches thrown out of this scrum. Matthew Spence has got involved in the middle. Well, I'm not sure who started it. There's plenty of rights now being thrown. Centre and Campbell toe-to-toe.
Yeah, I think the 2 number 9s might have instigated things here, and I've got a feeling it might go against Troy Campbell.
Easy block. Don't run in.
They look like they need a hand there, but
If you're out there, make sure you don't pat anyone.
Well, right in front of the big man, Steve Rhodes. Steve, who do you reckon started this one?
oh, Campbell for sure. There isn't any doubt about that.
Ball going, it was a very scrappy affair from the word go. And there you see Darren Centre stands up. Troy Campbell grabs hold of him. Centre goes in low. And there's the first one.
Gary Freeman, the pacifist, just out of shot there. He was looking to get involved, trying to break things up. Has he connected with any? No.
The bomb or the in-goal area needs to be the kick here from Gillette. He goes for the former. Pretty good one.
It's coming down short of the dead ball area. It's knocked forward there by Demi. Play on for the Tigers. Kennedy. Quick hands as a try coming. Patterson is going to win it for the Tigers. It's all over for Parramatta. That could be goodbye to 1996.
It is all over for the Eels in this game, and all over, you would imagine, for the 96 season. The Tigers, they deserve this victory. Michael Gillette puts the kick up. Plenty of players there. You see Jim Dimmy come flying through to try and get the bouncing ball. There he is to the right of the ruck of players. And it was swooped upon. Good hands here. Lovely pass, that one. I think it was Corey Pearson who threw it. And eventually Tim Patterson crosses.
So the Tigers will move to 22 points, and this is amazing. They've got to play the Roosters next week. Parramatta, I don't think, can make it now. And this try by Tim Patterson, it gives them some hope. They could beat the Roosters. They're missing a few players at the moment, the Roosters.
And that, of course, comes back to the indiscretion from Troy Campbell, when really they should have had the football from the scrum feed and win, maybe been at the other end of the field. And little things like that change the course of matches.
What this victory does, in actual fact, it still gives Auckland and Newcastle a lot of hope to make the top 8. And, of course, the West, who are in the top 8, who finish with Illawarra next Saturday.
What a game for them tomorrow against Manly as well, if they can come up with an upset. Of course, Manly rolled by Penrith last start, so Western Suburbs will again get a little bit of confidence out of that result.
There's a few points to be taken out of that try. Look at despondency on Gary Freeman's face. Troy Campbell still frustrated, still simmering. But you look at the respective checkbooks of these two clubs. I don't want to bring money into it, but why not? When you look at the off-season spending sprees of these two clubs, Here is Brasher from the sideline. Coming around is a Tim Brasher just to the side of the posts. But the Tigers are home in this one, 26-14. There's 5 to go. And after that try, you fair dinkum reckon they were giving away $20 notes outside. The people were in the big rush to get outside the ground. And it was on the moment the ball was picked up. Rod Mavon again, spot on.
Well, if Brasher's been a 9 out of 10 this afternoon, which I think he has been, Mavon's been an 8.
Countdown from the fans, and the Tigers have won this one. Some happy scenes from the bench. They remain in contention, and Parramatta will need some sort of miracle if they're to make the top 8 from here. The Tigers in rousing form, 5 tries to 3, winning by 26-14. It really is an intriguing puzzle in the run home to the finals.